I review a ton of tablets, and a lot of you have asked me to include more affordable options. I've never used a Lenovo tablet before, although I did cover the YogaBook 9i, so today we're going to take a look at the Lenovo Tab P12 Tablet, which you can now get with a stylus for under $250, and thank you to Lenovo for sponsoring this overview video. So first, let's talk about the design. The Tab P12 features a sleek aluminum chassis that feels premium and durable. At just 6.9 millimeters thick and weighing around 615 grams, it's light enough for on-the-go use, but feels very sturdy in the hand. I have no concerns about it bending, which makes it a great choice for a family tablet. The transition from the side to the display is beveled, which I wasn't sure that I was going to like at first, but then after handling the Tab P12 for a while, I realized that it actually softens the edge and is comfortable to hold. Now, the sides are smooth and house the essentials: a power button with a built-in fingerprint sensor, a USB-C 2.0 port for charging and data transfer, and a micro SD card slot for expandable storage. Now, I always love having that option with a tablet because it means that I can add a ton of relatively inexpensive storage, and I also don't need to make that investment right when I buy the tablet. I can just add it when I need it. Now, in addition to the fingerprint sensor, we also have the option of authenticating with facial recognition using the front-facing camera, and both login options have been pretty responsive and accurate for me. We're getting 4 JBL speakers that are Dolby Atmos tuned, and they offer surprisingly rich and immersive sound for any tablet, not just a tablet at this price range. So here's a quick sample. Now, the Tab P12 features a 12.7-inch 3K LTPS display with a resolution of 2944 by 1840 and a 60 Hz refresh rate. Now, while it's not an AMOLED display like the Pro model, it still delivers crisp visuals, vibrant colors, and relatively wide viewing angles. So overall, surfing the web, reading ebooks, and then playing games has been really good thanks to this nice display. Now, whether you're watching Netflix, listening to Spotify, or catching up on podcasts, the loud and clear audio paired with the large display gives you a solid entertainment device. Now, of course, for some more demanding games, you're not playing at 90 or 120 FPS, but we're not looking at a flagship tablet here. And the Tab P12 works well with most games, which we'll come back to later on in this video. Now, finally, we're looking at a peak brightness of 400 nits, and the display itself does have an anti-fingerprint coating. Now, battery life is another strong suit of this tablet. With its 10,200 mAh battery, Lenovo promises up to 10 hours of mixed use, and it delivers. In my testing, I got a full day of moderate use, which includes streaming, browsing, and occasional gaming. And when it's time to charge, the included 20-watt fast charger gets you back up and running relatively quickly. Now, moving on to productivity, the Tab P12 actually has some features that I haven't seen even in more expensive tablets. First of all, you can have up to 4 tiled apps running at the same time, and then 5 additional floating windows, which is a ton. You can also go into PC mode, which provides an OS that is similar to what you'll get on a laptop. It gives you an actual desktop with icons, folders, a taskbar. You can open multiple windows, snap them to half the display, and have floating windows. Now, I really like that you can set this mode to automatically activate when you attach the optional keyboard case and then deactivate when you detach it. And this brings me to accessories. So starting out, the Tab P12 comes with the Lenovo Tab Pen Plus, which to me immediately makes it an even better value. It means you don't have to pay extra in order to have this additional functionality. The Tab Pen Plus is magnetically stored on the back of the device, it charges using USB-C, and it pairs wirelessly with the Tab P12. Now, as far as the writing or drawing experience, the tip of the Tab Pen Plus is on the firm side, so it feels like you're writing on a single sheet of paper that's placed on a hard surface. You can also turn on remote control mode, where you can use the button on the Tab Pen Plus to take pictures, play and pause media, and navigate through slideshows. Now, moving on to the keyboard case, it's a 2-part design. So there's the keyboard itself, which magnetically attaches to the tablet. Then there's the back, which snaps on and is very securely held in place by tabs in the 4 corners. And the back also has a slot for the Tab Pen Plus to snap into place, so it doesn't go flying around when you put it in your bag. Now, this keyboard case design means that you can separate the back from the keyboard and use it as a stand. It also means that you can use the stylus while still having the back of the tablet protected when you put it down. Now, the keyboard itself is nice and big because of the width of the tablet, the keys have a really good amount of feedback and have been very comfortable to type on even during longer sessions, and the trackpad has been responsive. And we also have a full row of function keys for quick access to the most popular features. Now, the one reality about this type of keyboard case design, and that's not specific to the Lenovo one, is that it works really well on a solid surface, but it's a little bit wobbly if you're using it on your lap. It's definitely doable, but it's not as sturdy as a one-piece keyboard case. Now, the advantage of this type of design is you have way more flexibility in terms of the angle of the display, and then again, you can remove the keyboard when you don't need it. And when we check out the cameras, we're getting an 8-megapixel rear-facing camera with a flash, and then a 13-megapixel front-facing camera, so here's a quick sample. Here's a camera and microphone test of the Tab P12. This will give you a pretty good idea of the type of image quality that you're going to get and the type of audio quality that you should expect. There's also a face tracking feature that will track you as you move around, and this could be great if you're doing a presentation on a video call or anything like that where you're not stationary. It's pretty cool to have the tablet be able to follow you everywhere you go. There's obviously a crop to the image, and that's how it's doing it, but it keeps you pretty nicely framed, and again, as I walk around, it's tracking me really well. Now, when we look at performance, Lenovo elected to go with the 8-core MediaTek Dimensity 7050, and here's a quick look at the single and multi-core benchmarks, as well as GPU performance. But what about real-life use? So browsing, streaming, and light productivity apps run smoothly. Even with multiple apps open, I didn't notice any significant slowdowns. But if you're into gaming, this tablet is better suited for casual gamers, and with heavier games like Genshin Impact, you'll need to drop the settings to maintain ideal frame rates. Now, the Tab P12 launched with Android 13, and Lenovo promises 2 years of Android updates and then 4 years of security updates. Now, going back to gaming, as I mentioned, less demanding games run with no problems at all, and the battery life has been really good. Now, playing PUBG, you can play with graphics set to smooth and frame rate set to extreme, or graphics set to HDR and frame rate set to ultra. And as I mentioned, you can play Genshin Impact as long as you don't push the graphics settings too high, and I think for what this tablet is priced, it performs better than expected. I'm also able to connect an Xbox controller and then play any of the available games with my Xbox Cloud Gaming, where the large display works really well, and I can take advantage of a Wi-Fi 6 connection for lower latency. Now, as far as configuration, we're looking at 256 gigabytes of internal storage and 8 gigs of RAM, which I think is plenty for the type of user who's looking at this tablet. And remember that you can add internal storage with the micro SD card. So is the Lenovo Tab P12 worth it? If you're someone who's looking for an affordable, large tablet that offers solid productivity tools, great multimedia features, and reliable battery life, give it a look. It's a great value for students, casual gamers, or anyone looking for a versatile tablet that bridges the gap between work and play. You know what I always say? Buy it nice or buy it twice. Good luck, and see you soon.